We're going to look at how learning non-guitar parts can help you go from sounding like this to more like this. So how does learning non-guitar parts affect your playing? Well, it makes you stand out from other guitarists because the vast majority of guitar players just play what other guitar players play. So everybody's copying each other, thus trapping themselves inside a box. So if you learn non-guitar parts, it helps you kind of just break out of that box and help you kind of develop your own unique sound and be much, much more creative. And it really helps strengthen your ear because you have to listen to these fine details and help translate it to the guitar. And my favorite thing to do is to listen to vocal melodies. A thing I call vocal melody for guitar. I've made lots of videos about that, translating that to guitar, because the thing that we listen to the most, that's the most primitive to us, is rhythm and singing. So this really taps into it, because one nice thing about singing is they have to take a breath, just like a wind instrument. And we as guitarists can just keep playing in a really unnatural way. And there's some advantages to that, but there's some drawbacks too, because we can just play too many notes, and we don't focus on shaping the notes, kind of doing the best we can with it. So by learning a vocal melody, that really helps. But other instruments are great too. So let's say flute. How would that sound? So I thought, these three notes right here, the flute was really just blending right into one another. And we can get that by hammering on and sliding, or you could also slide up and hammer on. But here's the little details. When you slide, the next note is always going to be a little bit quieter, but when you hammer on, you can, just like the word says, hammer on, and you can actually get it even a little louder. So it makes sense to me to hit that one first and then slide, because then if you slide first, he kind of like peters out more. So that's just my preference. The little detail though that you get into and kind of listening and figuring out when you're trying to do this stuff. Right? And then, one other spot too to notice, okay, if you're going like this note right here has a lot of vibrato from the flute, but if you go like this and you do a finger roll, you're not really in a good spot to do vibrato. So I would do this, so that I'm on my fingertip and I can get that vibrato better. But doing this like that is not the most natural thing on guitar. Most guitarists would just go like that, but then again, it doesn't set you up for better vibrato. You could go like this, but then you have to leave a little bit of a gap between those notes. And if you're smoothing it out, and you want it as smooth as possible, then going like this, a finger for each string, for each note, is really going to help. So those are just some examples of some little details you can get into by listening closely to different instruments that really make you think about things a little bit differently. And sometimes you can kind of get those sounds really well, and other times you can't really get that exact sound of what you're hearing, but just trying to go through it, that process is probably the best thing for you. You may be thinking this is great and all, but my ear is not good enough to just figure it out on my own. Where can I get tabs for this? Well, in a lot of my videos, I keep making tabs and adding more and more to my database, but there's unfortunately not a huge resource out there for this. So you do kind of have to do it a little more on your own and use your ear. And that's really the point, to strengthen your ear. And if you haven't learned a lot by ear, try getting some slow down software. You can get free apps for your phone, for your computer, that can really help you slow down things so you can hear the details a lot more. It's like putting something under the microscope and really getting it into focus. So check that stuff out. Find a part that you really like and you want to learn, and just start going through the process. Even if you do just a few notes, you'll notice it's going to add some new depth to your playing. So if you like this video, you want to check out more, check out this video right here, because YouTube thinks you're going to like it.